What's going on, Akim? Brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First things first, and give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Double honor to apostles and elders learn the truth from GMS. And blessings to the 144,000 and 1/3. First fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biaf Dawadah. And what's going on? Confusion of faces, speaking different tongues, looking different nations. Shalom, brothers. Shalakia, brothers. I didn't throw my face in the video on this particular video, but that was for like a reason. I was basically, this video was going on spiritual power, one of my favorite topics in the scriptures. Everything but the scriptures. I mean, there's nothing better than salvation and mercy in His word. If I was to break down, like, basically, like, the things I desire, I know being wealthy and being able to conquer all the different nations of Edomites. That's an amazing and most awesome dream to go off of. In this particular situation, out of all those awesome dreams, one of my favorite out of all those dreams is the new body we're going to get in 1 Corinthians 15. And alongside with that, having spiritual power to manipulate the elements. That's one of my biggest desires since I was a child. Before I was in the truth, I still get into the Dragon Ball Z's. I still get into the Marvel, Spider-Man, Superman's, Hawks, and all like that. So now I look at things spiritually, because now I know a lot of these characters come from the Bible. And this is our inheritance in general. So it's just a mind-boggling, people think fiction, but factual information that's really going to happen to the Lord of the men, Israelites, the elect, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Indians. The wild of Yahawashi for putting the rawchaa qadash on me to make this video, because this is definitely very important to me in the truth. So what I did was to keep going forward, I found this particular channel. The channel is called J Bittersweet. It's whatever. I'm not really looking at it for their particular fuckery with their carnal or what they believe they can do. Nobody's going to be able to manipulate the elements at all, unless you on the left hand side with it. If you learn witchcraft or anything like that, and do your thing, you can be destroyed. But for the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Indians of the elect, the nation of Israel, the Israelites, that's most special above all people in the Bible. Soon to come during tribulation, when Esau coming like a flood, as Isaiah 59:19, they're going to get spiritual power to defend themselves and have the ability via Yahawah, Yahawashi, to be able to manipulate elements and to do whatever it is they need to do with their mind. So without further ado, it's going to be a little short video just to get edify the elect. Best way I can. Abba right decided that this will happen, just to show the brothers the capabilities on a small scale. This is an idea, brothers, but this idea will be magnified in Yahawah, Yahawashi, on a level that no one can understand. We're going to be doing this on a scale that's just like unbelievable. But first things first, it's about each video is about like 5 minutes or 6 minutes long, but I'm going to go ahead and just get to the point in his videos, maybe like the first 15, 20 seconds of them, just to give you an idea exactly what manipulating the elements is going to be on a scale that we can understand in this particular carnal body. So I'm going to go ahead and start with telekinesis first and let it explain what's going on to give you an idea how we about to be doing out here, brothers. We about to be gods of the earth. And I'm going to bring that scripture out in Zechariah 12:8 as well.
Telekinesis is the ability to move objects by only using your mind. Many people have claimed to possess this psychic ability, or have at some point had some sort of successful results with telekinesis.
Now, brothers, I understand you see this is Esau, this is a depiction talking about people claim to have telekinesis and different, powers. Like I said, if you're on the left-hand side of using the powers, then go ahead and let them be great for now. Enjoy it, because it will be destroyed when Yahawashi come back. At the end of the day, I'm making this video in the spirit for the brothers, because I'm gonna let Esau or whatever it is they talking about, whoever can do what on earth or whatever they want to do, how they saying they can do, whatever. Esau is full of shit. But this video, like I said, it's my last time saying it, is in the spirit for the brothers to let them know that they're going to be doing it. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians of the elect of nation of Israel will have a power like telekinesis. And this is only edification and knowledge based to school the brothers. They don't know what it's all about or what you're about to receive.
You too can learn this skill with enough practice and patience. There are many different techniques.
Now see, our practice, brothers, Salakia, our practice is this word, studying, making ourselves approve on the highways and hedges, you know what I mean? You know, teaching the word to the elect, trying to seal the 144,000 so we can get out of here. So when Yahawashi come back, we have the mercy be salvation. And our patience is all we going hand in hand. That was very spiritual we just saw, and I did not know that was coming up. Practice is this word, and patience, because patience is going to give us the opportunity. By being patient, we'll get this ability.
You can use when you practice telekinesis. So choose one and then stick with that exercise until you see results. Before you start your telekinesis exercise, you must practice a minute simple meditation. Technique 1. For this technique, you will vertically a needle attached to a holder. Make sure it is easy. Now place. You may want to look at one specific point on the wheel and then out of view as your own arms and legs below you. Action. For this technique, you will also need a side wheel. See your purple third eye energy absorbing the object and its energy field that surrounds it. Your psychic energy unites with the object's aura. Now move the object by moving the energy from your third eye. Hope these telekinesis techniques will help.
All right, so brother, so I'll fast forward it because I didn't, they going off. You know what I mean? That wasn't the point. The point was that telekinesis, and as a matter of fact, now I know how these videos are going to go. Let's get back to the point. So the point is, this is what brother's going to be doing.
By only using your mind. Telekinesis is the ability.
Here we go.
Telekinesis is the ability to move objects by only using your mind.
That's what that is. So brothers, telekinesis is also a spiritual power that us brothers are going to get, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Indians, being able to move objects with our mind only. So let's say we see Esau on the street, or we see Esau come up with their guns and they shoot their little bullets at us. We can literally stop these bullets like Neo did in Matrix, and then telekinesis with our mind and flip it right back at them and shoot them all with bullets. Or we can go like Chronicle, and we can basically Chronicle movie, check that out, as spiritual as well, where we can actually manipulate the energy around Esau's body, and with our mind make them go in the air and drop them from the sky. You know, we can move their whole body by themselves. So telekinesis is to be able to manipulate the energy around things and move it however we want to with our minds only, without touching it. That's spiritual power. I like that. I want to introduce to you, brothers. Let's keep on going. Let's go to pyrokinesis.
What does respect mean at Santander Bank? Then we're going to stop this ad now. Yeah, stop it.
As you are compressing the flame, allows you to either move fire. Pyrokinesis is the ability to control and manipulate fire with the power of the mind. This psychic ability allows you to either move fire, ignite fire, or put out fire with your mind and psychic energy.
Now, boom. For now on, these videos that I'm putting up as far as this right now, we're only going to go into the first 13 seconds of it to give you an idea to explain what that is. So now, like you just said, brother, like I just said, pyrokinesis is the ability to create and manipulate fire. When the scripture says that we're talking about where there are two witnesses be able to blow fire out their mouths or whatever, that's scriptural. We're going to be able to manipulate fire and be able to control it, create it, bring it down, shoot it any way we want to, make a huge flame, a fire NATO, however we need to do, whatever we want to do with fire. We can manipulate fire as another element to be able to destroy enemies, or do we need to do. That's spiritual power number 2, brothers. That's coming. Beautiful.
Bittersweet. Only Telepathy is the ability to communicate with someone only with the mind and not by using words or body language. It is the ability to send and receive messages in forms of electrical signals that travel from the sender to the receiver, who both has an active role in the process. Many people, especially twins, have reported having the ability to communicate by using telepathy, and some missing.
So boom, there we go. It's like how I'll explain how I'm gonna do these videos. So now, telepathy. Obviously, you just said it, but I'm gonna say it in my own words, so roughly paraphrasing. Telepathy is when brothers are in the near future, brothers are going to be distances apart, and we're going to be able to call out to each other or speak to each other without using body language and words of an actual mouth. We literally going to look at each other or be a distance apart and just say one brother might be in, Russia, and another brother might be so-called Alaska or so-called Africa. And I'm going to be able to think about the brother and talk to him that far apart or close apart. It doesn't matter. Without speaking literally, I'm going to be able to say, hey, brother, I saw some Edomites in the mountain of the Caucasus Mountains. They're hiding in the rocks. Let's go over there and get that. And I'm talking to this brother, not via phone, but by my mind to his mind, distances apart. That's telepathy. Brothers are going to be getting that power very soon. Very, very edifying. Let's keep it moving.
Update! Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Hydrokinesis, the ability to control water. Hydrokinesis allows you to manipulate liquid with the power of your mind. The body water level in humans is about 65% and is something you want to remember, as it can help you connect with the water. In order to move water, you need to be part of it and feel a strong connection between you and the water, which is an important rule for any type of telekinetic abilities. But since you consist mainly of water, it might be easier for you to create a connection and get an understanding of what the water feels like.
Boom. There we go. That's straight to the point. So now, brothers, this particular ability, we're going to have the hydrokinesis. I know she explained it, but I'm going to put my own 2 cents into it. We're going to be able to manipulate water. We're a part of water. We are water at this particular part. I'm not really sure how our new bodies will be, but it's going to be very, very fantastic and amazing and very marvelous. There's no really word to already explain our new bodies. But we're going to be able to have an opportunity to create water and manipulate water. So just imagine when the Israelite man, so-called Negro Latino Indians, have the ability or choose. See, this is a choice. This time around, I'm going to go ahead and do some damage with some water. I'm going to go do some hydrokinesis. So now you have the power to manipulate water. So what type of abilities do you think you're going to be doing on a large scale, especially when Yahawashi gives you this power? That sounds like, on a scale we're talking about, that sounds like creating tsunamis and big giant waves, or even just being able to make a giant wave and destroy a whole land and make people flood them out or something. You can do what you want with the water, cause the water to become hard, not like ice, that's a whole nother ability, but you can be able to make the water kind of harm somebody, or, flood a whole area with just water by itself with your mind. That power is coming, brothers. Let's move on.
With the power of the mind. Aerokinesis is the ability to manipulate the air with the power of the mind. With this ability, you will be able to control the air and wind around you and control its movements. This is a psychokinetic ability, and some believe people affect the air.
I'm not even ready to get into that part. So now you see that. Aerokinesis, being able to control the air. So just imagine if you had this ability, which we will get soon, Lord willing, on one of those men. You'll be able to stuff out a so-called heathen and you'd be able to, everybody around this one heathen to direct your energy towards would not be able to breathe because you can stuff out their air out their whole space, and everybody 5 feet, 3 feet away from them can breathe, but this one heathen that can't. You can stuff out the air, or even create air around you, cause a tornado or a hurricane, or anything such nature for destruction. Controlling air is a whole thing that within itself that can really cause some great damage. Just imagine being able to control the air. That's ridiculous. Next one.
I saved money with Liberty Mutual's customized insurance. Some of it went towards a family trip. I can't say where.
Geokinesis, also known as earthbending, is the ability to control the earth element with the power of your mind. For this psychic ability, it is important to create a connection with the earth and nature. Therefore, you will have to work with grounding meditation.
Salakia, brothers. Make sure this thing's still going. Okay. So now that's geokinesis. That's the manipulation of the earth itself. So you got metal, you got the soil, you got anything that requires the earth, which everything is, trees, rocks, minerals, however you want to put it. You have the ability to control that. So now that's just in case. Let's say Esau got pissed you off, and maybe he didn't pick up your clothes the way you like them to in general. So you like, oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna open up a hole under him and cause the earth under to become a spike and make him fall onto the spike. Or you can cause a big wall of land to harden up like a rock and smash his ass against the floor. Or you can go basically cause a tree, and with your mind, telekinesis combined with the earth bending and shape it up to a spike, and then with your brain throw it at him and make him and spike him in his chest, and then make him fly against a wall, let him hang there for a second. And then when you feel like it, take the spike out with your telekinesis and your earth bending, and you basically just heal him up or whatever, and then boom, make him go back to work. Something simple like that. Just a little idea of what earth bending can be. You can manipulate anything on the earth that comes from the earth. Wonderful power. We getting that soon, brothers. Let's keep it moving.
Electrokinesis is the ability to control and manipulate electricity with your mind. This ability will allow you to generate your own energy ball or influence nearby electrical objects such as your television, computer, or lights. So if you're ready to develop your
self-explanatory. Any of the brothers ever seen that show called Black Lightning? A so-called most likely Judite from the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes in America, and they also scattered around the earth as well, but majority in America, have the ability to control lightning, or like the chick Storm from the Marvel X-Men, anything along those, or Static, or things of that nature. Jamie Foxx had played in that movie as well with Spider-Man. His name was Electro, was what his name was. The ability to manipulate electricity and be able to go through circuits, and go through walls, go through the circuits. Anything that has electricity, you can manipulate, or even also become it itself and cause some great damage. Lightning and things of that nature. Strike somebody, Esau down, and everybody talking shit, or you might hurt them and they might hate them damn Negroes. What? There you go. Strike him down with some electricity. Wonderful power. Let's keep it moving.
Thermokinesis is the ability to alter the temperature of a certain object or your surroundings. With this psychic ability, you are able to generate heat or cold and manipulate objects on their molecular level. Thermokinesis allows you to heat up a room or your body if you are freezing, or you can change the temperature of different objects, such as water, metal, air, and so on. Before we begin practicing thermokinesis, it is best to have some basic understanding of heat and how heat affects molecules and atoms. When matter is heated, its molecular structure changes. The molecules of the object begins to vibrate faster and move further apart.
All right, so brothers, now you see that's thermokinesis. When you can obviously heat up and cool down anything you choose. You know, if anything you want to heat up and cool down with the manipulation of your mind, you can go ahead and do that. Now this video is getting a little longer, so that next one was chirokinesis, when that's the manipulation of ice, where you can obviously, you know, you can ice bend, you can turn water into ice, or you can make ice, or you can basically do what you want. Like the shorty from Frost or Iceman does on Marvel X-Men. We'll be able to freeze up whatever we want to do and cause some different situation. Now I want to get a preset, you know, quick preset before I get out. I wanted to hit Zechariah 12 and 8, one of my favorite. Let me see, Zechariah 12 and 8. And it says, in that day shall the Lord Yahawah defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, which is the elect. He that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, because you know David was a bad brother. Read Psalms 18:29 and down. And the house of David shall be as thy power, and as the angel of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, before them. So we're going to be literally just like, you know, we'll have power and glory just like Yahawashi and the angels do. Okay, and if that didn't if that didn't make any sense, or me just saying, I can back that up as well. I believe that's hold on, let me make sure I get this right. 1 Peter, I believe, might be the 2nd chapter, I believe. Let me see. Like 2 Peter 3, I think it is. Might be 3. 1 Peter. Let me see. No, it's not 2 Peter. No, it's, wait a minute. Might have been even John. Salak, your brothers, hold on. It might even been John. Let me try John one time. If not, I gotta, you know, lost my brain for a second. Might have been 1 John, the 2nd chapter. 3, beloved. There it is. 1 John 3 and 2. It says, beloved, now are we the sons of God. There we go. And it does not yet appear what we shall be, because we do not know how these glorious bodies and how we're going to look at all. 1 Corinthians 15, we have no idea. We can read about it, but we have no idea what it's going to be like. But what an amazing idea to think about. But it says, we know that when he shall appear, who's that he? That's Yahawashi coming back. That's Yahawashi, is that he. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Now, you know, Yahawashi has come back not as a man, but with power and glory. So when he come back with power and glory, we're going to look, our body is going to look like his glorious body. So you just imagine if Yahawashi, ignorant name Jesus Christ, is going to look the way he's going to look. We have the honor and the privilege to, because of work we have done over here on this side, to look like him, Abaratasa, one of those men, to be as glorious and powerful as Yahawashi. Man, that's just on a whole nother level. And I gave you a small idea of the abilities we're going to be able to do, because spiritual power is the manipulation of elements. So boom, Abaratasa, this was edifying to the sheep, Israelites, so-called Negro Latinos, the Native Indians, the elect. And I want to give all praise to Yahawah. He is to be exists, Bahasham in the name. Only begotten son, he delivers. He's the deliverer. Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit of qadash. Double honors, apostles, and elders, learners truth from. And blessings to the Akim out there preaching his word with whole heart, true sincerity. And blessings to 144,000 and 1/3, the first fruits, kingdom of heaven, the house of David, the Biyav Dawadah, and confusion of faces, speaking in different tongues, looking in different nations. Shalom, brothers, what's going on?